What's up, everybody? This is Raf204 with,
Right.
and we're back with another video. Let's talk about, in this topic, we're going to talk about handhelds, PC handhelds, the Steam Deck, and that legend, the Switch,
The
the Switch,
glorified iPad. iPad.
Switch 2. We can even talk about the controls that connect to your phone, because mobile gaming is where it's at right now. So yeah, so first of all, I own the Switch. I own the Switch 1, Switch 2, the OLED, for both of those. uh I own the Steam Deck. I own an Odin 2. I have a mini handheld that plays retro games as well. I don't use it as much anymore because I put almost everything in my in my Steam Deck. So, V, what do you think about these handhelds and what's going on?
Sure, whatever. I mean, it's a it's a good thing that the Valve, I guess, was the ones that put their first foot into this whole bullshit. I guess because the thing is that the only reason why a handheld would make sense in the first place is if there's a games to play on it. If someone like Xbox or PlayStation, come out with their own handhelds, like PlayStation used to have that PS Vita thing.
No,
It's all good and well.
PlayStation has
It's all
this thing right here.
it's all good and well, but there the amount of games that that you can play on that thing wouldn't justify buying a whole new piece like that. But then Valve coming out with their thing and having the whole their whole store basically, well, most of it at least available for you to try, which most of it contain not not the AAA games, but smaller games, which I guess would be another point to discuss.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very decent thing. But the thing is that now that I think about it, honestly, if Steam could be integrated, into a phone in the first place, that
Mhm.
probably would be the best. But I guess this is like an intermediate step between
I
this
mean,
and a full-fledged console.
yeah, I mean, like with my kids, lately, they really don't want to even play on the Nintendo Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch too, and I'm like, hey guys, you want to play? They're like, no, we're good. We got Roblox. We're fine. And I'm like, okay. I felt like when I was playing the Switch One, when I first got to Switch One, I played more with my kids with that console than I play now with the Switch Two. They don't even reach for it. Um, they play a little bit of Minecraft, and then they go back to playing on their phones. They said it's just that I asked my son, I'm like, what is it that you guys don't want to play on the Switch, instead of playing on your hand? I mean, on your mobile device. And he's like, it's just that it's easier, faster, more convenient, and that the Roblox has all the games. Like literally, they have tons and tons of games. You can put like Call of Duty, and it comes out. You can put like a Fortnite mode, and they have a Fortnite mode. They have battle royale mode. They have the battle royale mode. Zombies. They have zombies. I played with them lots of times. Actually, this whole weekend I was playing with them. Um, and it just handhelds. I guess are becoming more for adults than for kids. I think uh, because they prefer to grab their phones. They really do. I mean, when there's no internet, of course they're gonna have to play on the handheld. But when they have internet and they're outside or they're inside, they just want to be playing Roblox or Fortnite. So I think the market of handheld is, leaning more towards adults because they are definitely adult prices, ranging from 500 to $1,000. Even this one right here, this one's 1,400, like a cell phone. This is the Legion Go Legion Go 2, Gen 2. And this one also comes with you can install Steam OS on it as well. And I was very interested in this console before I went and bought myself another Steam Deck, but with the OLED version of the Steam Deck. So until I saw that, and the new Xbox that's coming out, the ROG Ally X box, whatever. Um, I was interested in this one too, but and then I was like, I was right in between saving my money to buy this console. I mean, this handheld right here, or then that Legion Go that you just saw. I was like, which one should I get? Because this is basically gonna play everything. It's gonna play Steam. It's gonna play the Xbox app. It's gonna play BattleNet. It's gonna have the Epic Game Store in it as well. It's gonna have all of it. So it cost a pretty penny, $1,000. No OLED screen on this one, but a lot of people can't really tell the difference. I could definitely tell the difference. I think all the handhelds should have OLED. I'm done with LCD screens. I'm done with that shit. Um, but this one does have the OLED in it. It's just it was tough, and then I just made the decision. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna stick to my Steam Deck. Steam Deck, yeah, it's a little bit outdated right now, but I still get all the games. I still get great value on it. I always reach for it more than my Switch. Right now I'm still playing The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD remastered. Yeah, I'm always reaching for my Steam Deck. I don't know. I just think it still holds up to all these handhelds that are coming out that are very very powerful, by the way. But what do you think about that, V? What do you think about the kids using the mobile phones more than playing on Switch 2, or even considering one of these handhelds, which I probably wouldn't even let them play on it, because it's gonna cost $1,000, so, so you gotta be careful.
Well, it's very convenient, I guess, for them to be like that. And if whatever, because I mean, if they're playing games on their phone, chances are it's Roblox, and the Roblox is a type of game that have everything. So in that sense, why would you bother go sitting down on a turning PC doing this and that? We can just jump on
Right.
your bed, get your phone, and get into a game that have basically every fucking possible game out there.
Yeah, anything you use, just anything. They
And
have a GTA mode. They have everything.
right, and this is just just the way culture I guess goes. I know that everything is in one place, everything is convenient like that. Why would you do anything else? And it's kind of related to that conversation that we just had about monopolies and stuff. This is the whole point of a monopoly in the first place.
Mhm.
You alleviate all the possibilities of of going somewhere, doing something. You alleviate all the unnecessary variables. You have the product. You get it. You as a for example, I guess, right, as a person who tries to sell a product to a consumer, right, the best thing you can do is just just give that product to a person and he have it. That's it. No, none of that extra shit. None of that. Forget even about paying, right? Just you've thought about the product is there. Basically, this is ultimate, I guess ultimate a goal of capitalism in general, is that
Yeah.
this is how it's supposed to be. And you can see that basically with everything, that this is in the broadest of ideas, this is how it's all going, and this is where it's all going. That the most convenient way to receive a product without any extras, and the most simplest way to receive that also. Not choice, as it's a law at this point, is as much as people like choice is a really complicated matter. And some people actually can argue that y- you actually don't want any choice, and what you want is just convenience. And this is what all this handheld gaming, all this phone gaming, all those games that cater to the gaming like Roblox is achieving and very much succeeding at. And this is why mobile gaming is such a booming, I guess, sector, is because it's so convenient like that. Because
Yeah.
yeah, because it doesn't provide, well, it does provide much choice, but because it's so convenient, it takes away choice, and it also provides it, I guess, with the games to play on it, I
I
guess.
think I think there's a lot of things that I noticed with handhelds that and mobile is that not the Switch. I'm not the Switch. I'm gonna exclude the Switch, even though I think the Switch should do it too. Is why don't you guys just run the same apps as well on those handhelds? Like, And anything that the mobile gaming, all the mobile game apps, they should just be on these consoles, these handhelds as well. Like, I'm pretty sure if I tell my son, "Hey, you want to play on my Steam Deck?" and he'd be like, "No," and I'll be like, "Hey, it has Roblox," and he'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool, let me play." He'll play it. I think that they should, like, they do have Fortnite and everything, but I just think that more apps that are on PC that people play, I mean, that are on mobile that play a lot, that people play a lot, should be on these handhelds. There's some of them that do have it, but it's not like, they're not all like Android handhelds. They're all PC handhelds, which I think if they're open source, they have more of a, like these, like the Steam Deck is open source. They have more of a chance to run these games. And I think that will lead those people that play on mobile to these handheld. Given the price tag on these things is way too much. I mean, a mobile phone is more expensive if you say that, but most of the mobile phones that these kids play on are hand-me-downs from their parents. Uh, like, I upgrade this, if I upgrade my phone next year, this phone is probably gonna go to my oldest son. The phone that he has is gonna go to my youngest son, and it's just gonna keep going like that, you know. So and I'm pretty sure that a lot of parents do that. A lot of parents, either they go buy them the cheapest phone that they see for like 400 or 500, or they just give them the hand me down, the one that they had previous before they upgraded. So getting a phone in their hands is not a hard thing. So I can't really say the price on a phone is an issue. It's not an issue for the kids. The price on these handhelds are the issue. Buying a Nintendo Switch for $450 slash 500 with the Mario bundle, that is an expensive product, especially for kids that don't even have a job, right? Kids that don't have a job, that they already have a phone in their hand, they're not gonna be. They don't think like we do back in the days. They don't think like that. This is nostalgia for me. I see this. I have to have it eventually. Now I don't need to run to get it.
Good
But I had to,
consumer.
yeah. I want to have it because it has all the games, all the old games. It's even doing emulation in the Steam. I mean, in the Switch and the Steam Deck. I have emulation in my Steam Deck. My Steam Deck is freaking awesome. So for me, I do see myself reaching for my handhelds more than I go like sit down and actually play on my PC or on my consoles. I just see myself like grabbing the PC, play running. It's because it's so quick and convenient. You know, I just turn it on. It's right there where I left off. I don't. It doesn't even turn on. Like I don't even power it off completely because it has this thing where it goes on standby. So it's like once you press the button, it just picks up right where you left off. Unless it's a online game, then yeah, that'll kick you out, but it'll still be there, the game, and you just basically quick resume like the Xbox feature that they have on their consoles. It's very fast. It's like I just turn it on, boom, I'm continue where I left off. Right now, I'm playing Halo Reach on the Steam Deck, and I just whenever I want, just go boom and play a couple of rounds, and then just turn it off right there, and just put it right beside me on my couch. So for me, it's very convenient. I just think the kids are not really, they're not the target audience anymore for these handhelds. They're more like adults, and I know this is a kids game and all of that and everything, but parents are gonna either buy this on Christmas for their kids, or they will, they probably will, most likely. But they're not gonna be really like too excited. They rather you get them a phone, right? That's what I think. Especially doing the whole TikTok thingy and all of that, and scrolling through those shorts. Uh, it's taken a lot of their time compared to being on a handheld. I saw this video. I'll put that video actually in the description of this one about, and he's a great channel, and how he said that you should put the phone down and play more on the handheld, because of how people are like the short term, like how do you say, the short
Short
time,
memory.
yeah, term memory of people, just like kids are just like that's why they prefer to watch shorts instead of watching a full video, and it's
Yeah.
quick information, whatever, where when you play in a video game in a handheld, you're completely focused into that. um But yeah, I catch myself doing it too. I catch myself looking at shorts all the time, but I put it down, and if it's time to play some video games, I put the phone down. I see myself using the phone less now, actually, compared to before, how I used to just be stuck on my phone. Now I'm like, I want to play more video games. I want to get out of this thing. I just watch a lot. I do watch a lot of YouTube. That's the reason. But I'm also watching shows now too, and then spending time with my female and all of that. It's kind of like, I want to get a little game in right real quick. That's where the handheld comes in. While she's on her phone and we're not watching nothing right at the moment, I just grab my Steam Deck and I'll jump right in. So the target audience for these things are yeah, basically people that have jobs. People that have jobs.
But the price point also is kind of related to, you know, there's two things going on. Price. The reason why they're so expensive is because of the hardware. You buying basically a whole console, so you better have it run good. Because
Yeah,
what's the point? But the problem is just that also, they try to run all the latest games, and the latest games, as we all know, with the recent Unreal Engine craze, and all of that, how unoptimized the recent games are. And that's not even talking about what's happening right now with all those Unreal Engine and unoptimized games. The remember guys, how you call it, early access situation. Why we have the early access games in the first place. Games released in a finished states. Pre-orders, whatever. The quality of the games in general is just going down and down, and not only in the quality of artistic, as in story or
yeah.
passion in games, just in the performance in general. And it's what's happening is that developers being lazy, releasing unoptimized games, and if you're in the market, like if you're in the market of hardware, you have to create a more and more exponentially powerful consoles, which then require to for them to cost like fucking an arm and a leg,
Yeah,
basically like a phone.
yeah.
And the phone industry, for example, they already been there, they already done that, and they all already have everything figure out basically how to make things as efficient as possible, as
Make you
powerful as
upgrade every
possible.
year.
Yes, and in this sense, with the handheld being also so strict, of being only for games, and depend on which handheld also, you might not even have a like if it's an Xbox handheld that doesn't have a Steam, for example, or you buying $1,000 console for what, just to play a couple of games like that,
Yeah.
or fucking
Well,
even Nintendo.
yeah. Well, the only one that can get away with it is Nintendo. But most of these PCs, handhelds, like the Legion Go and the Xbox Series X, are all running. I mean, Xbox, ROG Ally, whatever. They're all getting Steam OS as well. Well, not the Xbox, but you can run Steam. Um,
Right.
and
And unless there's
this one
Steam,
right here can run Steam OS as well.
and unless there's a Steam, and if you take it the head out of your ass to, with the Nintendo stuff, there's no reason to have it in the first place. So it's a very niche market, and very, as I said, not only it's a niche, but also a kind of unnecessary market, but also in the market, in the sense that it's probably the only a future market. As I said, it might very be an intermediate step between transitioning of games,
Yeah, yeah.
right, of all gaming into a more portable ways, or phones, because phones, there's been saying the phones basically one of the most revolutionary technologies, like whatsoever, telecommunication, I guess, on the demand, and
Yeah. I
since
mean,
the dawn of time, since we had the phone, we always had been, until now, and it's not gonna go anywhere, but so the things has to adopt
you're
around it,
basically, yeah, you're
and
basically,
if not around it, into it in the
yeah,
first place.
you're basically dropping you're dropping a K, 1K, maybe 1,400 for these handhelds. 1,400. Look at this one, the 1,100. Um,
But yeah, as I said, most of those prices are again inflated by the demands of the developers themselves. That
this
they
one
just
runs
the
SteamOS.
the
right there.
games require just crazy amounts of power for no reason. To run them in the first place, you have to
Oh my
have a
god.
crazy amounts of power in the handheld. That's why the price is so high. And so
Yeah, yeah.
it's like
I mean, I don't know. They are getting better. They are getting better from when they first started. I'm not talking about the prices because the prices aren't getting better. So this is like 4 years old almost, I think, and like it's still at, you know, they are getting better. This is the new one of the Xbox, and it's a no. This one runs SteamOS as well, and it runs the other one, and it has the Z2 Extreme, which is like the highest one, whatever. Also, look at the price. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot, and look, 144 hertz too. 2K OLED. This is one of the best ones. Legion Code 2. It's just that it's
point
just
is
too much, man. It's just too much
and
money.
point is that this is exactly why Valve, released their Steam Deck for such a such a low price, and I don't think they planning to release any updates for it because of that. If you're gonna build a handheld, you probably have to build it as competitive as possible to
Yeah,
justify any value of it, and that's what Valve did, at least. Their Steam Deck, as much as it's not might be not powerful, because that's another thing. It doesn't has to be the most powerful thing. As long as it runs games, mostly the most, at least from 2 years ago, it's good enough. And the point is that the only then reason, to make it justifiable is to make it as cheap as possible, as
yeah,
accessible as possible, because for almost $1,500 at this point, you might as well get a decent PC that will run
yeah, yeah.
things even
I
better
mean,
for you,
because
and
of
be
the
less restrictive.
because let's just really bring it down. Bring it down. What is a handheld? What is the convenience of the handheld? It's basically just something that you can grab and go, and that's it. The technology is getting better and everything, but it's also getting more expensive and more expensive. And then people are like, okay, you see this guy ran the video? He's just outside on some glasses that he can connect the thing to, and have like a big ass 100-inch screen on his glasses or whatever. I mean, it's it's a cool feature. It's a cool gimmick, but it's a lot, man. I mean, this is the one that I would want if I did upgrade to a what you call it. But I'm very happy with what I have, with the Steam Deck. So if for my suggestion, if you guys have money, if you guys really want to get into these handhelds, I think you should go for the Legion Go Gen 2. If you just want to get into the handheld market and you love Steam and you're in the Steam ecosystem, you have your PC at home, I think you should just go for the Steam OLED. Um, and if you're also like me, where the nostalgia, and you don't have to get the Switch 2, but the Switch OLED is perfectly fine as well. It's still coming out with Switch games, even though Switch 2 came out. So just out of those are my recommendations out of those. But it is expensive, and if you're not into handhelds, if you travel a lot, I think you should definitely, and you're a gamer, I think you should definitely get a handheld. Definitely. If you travel a lot and you're barely home, and you always have a little bit of time to play some video games, I take my Steam Deck and my Switch 2 with me every day to work and back every day, because I always pull it out. I have a little bit of a long commute from where I am to my job, so I just pull out my handheld and zone out. So if you if you don't have no time, and you're just sitting by your TV and your girlfriend, and you're not really watching anything, and you want to get some gaming in, you can just grab your handheld and right there and play right there on the couch. Or if you could put it right next to your bed, and you before going to bed, you can knock out a few rounds of whatever the heck you're playing. It's fun. It's convenient, and you get more gaming in. It's quicker. Are you ever gonna pick one up, V?
Absolutely not. uh,
Wait. So if
and
you had the money, would you pick one up?
no. Because if I had the money, I would buy a fucking best PC, and be done with it. If I want to play games, I suppose I'd rather enjoy them in my leisure time than try to play, unless right, if you don't have a time or
do you
things like that.
do you mobile game?
No.
No. So you say, oh, okay, okay. So
because
on the go, you just watch like videos on your, or you TikToking?
no music,
Music? Oh, music.
not
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Not even TikTok. I try to be a decent individual. I don't partake myself in a destructive tendencies like that.
Right,
At
when you
least I
get on the
hope.
train and you get on the bus, it's like all you look around and everybody's down looking at their phones and shit. Nobody's like looking up anymore. Back in my days, like everybody was on their Walkmans and their CDs, just
Oh, back in my days, everyone used to read books,
and books, yeah, and books.
uh,
But
smoke
now,
cigarettes, and watching
and
fucking
with
news.
their little Game Boy Advance and Game Boy and what's the other one, and the Nintendo 3DS and all of that stuff. But
Gay boy.
that's the funny thing. Speaking of that, you know how everyone thought like the handheld thing was gonna fade away after Nintendo came out with the Nintendo Switch. Everybody thought, oh, that's it. Nintendo Switch is it. That's the one that's everybody's gonna buy to play games, and they don't even, because remember the Nintendo 3DS was very big. The DS is the second, the high no, the DS is the highest selling. If I look up the top 10 consoles, it's considered a console. It is the top 10. It's number one, I think, in the most selling out of everybody. The DS, I think, or it's the number two. I'm not sure, but it did sell like hotcakes. And everybody thought after the Switch 2 came out that they were like, that's it. Nobody's gonna play handheld anymore. And that's why Nintendo discontinued the 3DS, because they were like, that's it. You want to play your games, play here. But the 3DS was such a good handheld. It was such a good thing. Even to today, everybody playing it and play on it still. The library is ridiculous. I emulate it so for the games that I like, but it's
Keyword library.
yes, library. Um,
As long as there is something to do on that thing will be successful. Yeah,
yeah,
handheld
and then
situations kind of seems like almost like
yeah,
reflecting a VR situation too.
uh,
Because VR is also a very expensive piece of additional equipment that you don't necessarily have to have. You have a PC. Why would you have a handheld? You know,
it,
and yeah, and problem with the VR is that yeah, it's expensive for one, but also there's not much things to do on it. So why would you even have? So at the end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
the only people who have VR are the fucking the rich people. Who have a now. Forget about even games. You have to have a space to even fucking play, enjoy it fully. The VR.
yeah, yeah,
And in that sense, handhelds is kind of like that. Also, that a lot of handheld that's coming out also be very on that higher price range. So not to compensate for performance, obviously, but also yeah. And point is that with handhelds again, keyword is having a library, having something to do in the first place, and
yeah,
not just for it to be a useless little uh, gadget that you have.
yeah. Well, yeah, let us know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think about what's going on with the handheld. I was gonna pick this one up, man. I really was, and then Game Pass went up, and then I knew that this was gonna be a pretty penny to get, and I was like, you know what? I don't need it. I'm very happy with my Steam Deck. I'm happy with the handhelds that I have. My Nintendo Switch, I'm happy with it. I'm fine. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be fine too if you don't. But like I said, if you travel a lot, pick one of these guys up. It's gonna help with with the travel, with the time that you have to kill. um, but yeah, man. Final thoughts, V?
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. The capitalism wins again. What can I say?
All right, guys. Just let us know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, share it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. This is RAF 204 with
RAF 204.
yes, RAF 204, baby. With V. We out of here.